Hey y'all. So in this food for thought, I want to talk about forgiveness. So, we tend to talk about forgiveness when it comes to other people, as far as like why you should forgive that person for their wrongdoings, and it doesn't do you any good to keep that energy and things like that. But I wanted to talk about the other side of forgiveness, the real side to forgiveness, when it comes to forgiving yourself and giving yourself a second chance. A pattern that I've noticed, whether it's religion or spirituality, but mostly religion, there's this course or culture of suffering to be worthy, or running to religion or spirituality to find solace because of something that they've done, hiding from themselves so that they go into a religion or something like that where someone outside of them will forgive them for their own sins. And while we all kind of do this in some form or fashion, even in spirituality, that can happen as well. But I feel like the problem with that is, one, accountability, and two, it takes the power away from you when you feel like someone outside of you has to forgive you. And usually when you do that, you're not understanding why you have to accept your faults and heal from them yourself. Not go and say, this is what I did, I feel guilty, but I'll be forgiven by God. Because what happens is there's a void within yourself that either, one, you feel like you can keep doing the same thing over and over and you'll be forgiven, or two, there's an energy of you never really confronting what you did. You just chuck it up to a sin, or you just say that it's just your ego, or that was me in the past. Like, there's no actual confrontation with that side of yourself. And I feel like it's important within spirituality or just life itself to understand that you are your own God and your own devil within yourself. Now, that does not mean that you can just do hurtful things to other people and it's okay. It doesn't give it an excuse, but it's the truth. We all know that we do good things, and sometimes we've done bad things, or we still, probably will do bad things in the future. But bad also goes into the judgment of yourself. You have to feel bad about something. Nobody can make you feel guilty unless you know it was wrong. That's a whole nother topic. But what I want to say is, for people who have, everyone has done something that they regret, or whether people like to say, I have no regrets. There's something in your past that, whether you acknowledge it or not, it plays out in how you do things currently, or maybe it has deterred you from making different choices in your future. And a lot of times I feel like, at least from people that I've read for, myself even sometimes, there's guilt in past choices that we make. So you may not regret it, but usually there's a certain guilt thing that happens. And what happens is, throughout time, you either start to believe that you don't deserve good things, or you believe that you have to punish yourself by not allowing yourself to have what you want, or to be happy, or to do better for yourself. Because when you do better things come to you. So even if you're not consciously saying, I don't deserve that good thing, if you constantly say, fuck it, or if you constantly say, oh well, if you constantly say things like, that's karma. So when you actively choose that kind of route for yourself, not always, but I feel like for some people, it's because of a lack of forgiveness for themselves. Basically saying, I don't deserve to have more. And it sounds weird to say that, because it's like, I don't think we consciously make an effort to do that for the most of us, but it's true. Like, a lot of people, if you really think about why they don't do better, or why they make the same mistakes, it's because deep down there has to be some sort of confirmation within themselves that says, you don't deserve to have more, you don't deserve to have better. Because all of us have the potential to change our lives in a heartbeat. All of us have the potential to push ourselves. And I wanted to just, put that message out there, because I thought about it and I said, we tell people all the time, like, well, not everybody, but a lot of people will say, like, give them a second chance, or they're young, they're still growing, like, stuff like that. But when it comes to us and our own selves, a lot of us don't give ourselves that second shot, especially if we mess up the first time, or a lot of us don't believe that we're worthy And again, it sounds really strange to say. I don't believe people just are out here hating themselves, but I'm just saying, if you look at your actions or if you look at your mind patterns and the way that you view things, when it comes to things that you're supposed to receive, why do you always feel like it's a bad thing? Or why do you, like, it's not even necessarily saying that you haven't forgiven yourself, but I just question, or I would pose a question to you: have you truly forgiven yourself in whatever that deep situation is that you feel kind of guilty about? Because I feel like it will reflect in certain aspects of your life depending on what it is that you did, as far as what decisions you make. And it's not necessarily a bad thing because it shows that you have some sort of conscience, but what I'm saying is suffering and not doing better and becoming Jesus on the cross does not make you a better person. You suffering, you being bitter, you having lack, you not pushing yourself does not make you a better person. But you getting back up from whatever that situation is, acknowledging it, healing from it, doing better, consciously making an effort to do better, and not beating yourself up about it, helping other people with that situation if you can, that makes you a better person. You, even with guilt of being financially successful in a family where maybe not everybody is, or you being that first person to really do better for yourself, or whatever the case is, that guilt that we have, you can have all that money but still feel like bad, or feel like you can't go back to your hometown, or whatever it is, because you feel like for some reason you're not supposed to have it. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to that guilt situation. So I feel like people have to do better with appreciating themselves, me included. There's an energy of don't be the martyr. That's the energy that I've been getting. At some point, you have to stop suffering for other people. But not just other people, but for yourself, because you're choosing to suffer, or you're choosing to hold on to burdens that are not yours. And especially for those who like to help people, it can get really easy to do that. But at some point, you got to help yourself. So this isn't a message, to make you feel bad or to remind you of your wrongdoings, but it's a message just to say, look, just like you would most likely tell somebody to get back up, get back on the horse, and let's, do what you got to do. Tell yourself that as well. Remind yourself that as long as you learn from that mistake, even if somebody else was involved and you may have hurt someone's feelings or whatever the case may be, for the most part, because I don't want to excuse everything, child, but you know what I'm saying. The stuff that's forgivable, if you can forgive someone else for it, or if you have forgiven someone else for it, or whatever the case may be, just do better moving forward. Don't stay stuck in that level of this is as good as it gets because this is all I deserve, or this is my karma, or I'm cursed for life. Like all of that, no. You can choose to be cursed, honey, okay? And if you do believe in karma, you should be doing better for yourself so you can kind of balance out that energy of good and bad. But anyways, that's kind of all I wanted to say. This may be a part 2 just because I feel like there's more ways that I can explain this a little bit better. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up. I have a playlist on my channel called Food for Thought where I talk about more random, things like this on self-reflection and just spirituality as a whole. So if you're interested, make sure you check that out and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this and also tarot readings. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.